You are welcome to another edition of Import Export Platform, Facebook Live from 3 Team Pest Trade Academy. And my name is Dele Ayemibo. We'll continue our conversation this evening on how to export to Nigeria. What to export to Nigeria. Why you should consider exporting to Nigeria. And if you are in Nigeria, what to import into Nigeria, why you should consider importing into Nigeria, and how to import items, products into Nigeria. And subsection or subtopic this evening is port processes, innovation and reform. Port processes, innovation and reform. Or innovation and reform in port processes. Or innovation and reform in port processes. Innovation and reform in port processes. Innovation and reform in port processes. There has been a lot of changes. For those that probably have been in this space for a while, if you were involved in import business in Nigeria since maybe 2005, I joined that race, that sector around 2006, but maybe it's from 2005, you will see that there's been a lot of changes. And most of the changes are with respect to automation, use of technology to solve peculiar problems and make life easy for individuals that are in this sector. For individuals that are in this sector. I'll be talking about 5 innovations today, 6 innovations today. One is e-payment system, then e-manifest, e-declaration, e-release, e-form M, e-RA, which is also called PAR. We expect the innovation to go beyond this to digitalization of the document itself. The world is looking at that very seriously, and it's something that Nigeria cannot shy away from sooner or later. Because the whole world are working towards that. The whole world is working towards that, and they are doing everything to make that happen. We now have a choice to accept or reject this option. We have a choice. We have a choice. But the fact is that if we reject, the whole world will leave us behind. If we reject, the whole world will leave us behind. So in my opinion, we really cannot afford to reject. We must be in the picture and be part of what the whole world is doing, basically to grow international trade business in the world. Basically to grow international trade business in the world. And this is so important. If we do not join, we'll be left behind. If we do not join, we will be left behind. But let me talk about the one that we currently are implementing in Nigeria, so that if you are thinking of coming into this sector, you can also know that Nigerian trade environment has not always remained at the same spot. There has been progress one way or the other. Even though we can do much more than we are doing, no doubt about that. But the fact still remains that there is some degree, some level, some measure of progress. There is some degree, some level, some measure of progress that we have attained by virtue of what we've been able to do in this sector. There is some progress that we have made, no doubt about that. No doubt about that. E-payment system is the first I will start with. I remember vividly as a banker, 2006, I was in a branch in Isolo. And I remember that time, customer come to the branch and they said they want to pay duty payment, they will issue a check so that the account can be debited for us to credit the right account of customs in CBN. But we discovered that those payments were made manually. We will write a receipt for them manually. Custom confirmed that payment manually. And you and I know the quantum of import being done in Nigeria. The quantum of import being done in Nigeria. Anyone that will have to be reconciling those payments have a lot of tax on his hand. Anyone that will be reconciling those payments have a lot of tax on his hand. But do you know what I discovered at that time, which was what necessitated this e-payment? Sometimes customers are paid demurrage because of either the inefficiencies of the bank or inefficiencies of customs. Sometimes the bank have received the money but probably have not transmitted the payment detail to customs, or he has transmitted the payment detail and he's kept the custom officer reconciling, but for one reason or the other that payment will not get to the right destination. That payment not get to the right destination. And that became a big challenge for Nigerian importers. But August 2008, I remember vividly because the bank I worked with at the time was part of the test run. The custom CG came to some of our branches in Apapa and they came to see the test run of this particular e-payment system. And I had to represent my bank. My unit was working with custom on this, so I have to move from right away from the head office to this branch in Apapa to represent my director at this event. And boom, we had a test, August 4, down to September. And by October, November, all other banks came on board and we're live. Anybody coming into this sector today will not understand what that meant, actually. If you have paid your duty, you have your receipt, but customs says it's yet to confirm your payment, that means you can't move out your goods. What that basically means is that you will incur what is called demurrage. By the way, demurrage is the fee paid for the usage of container beyond the free period while the container is in the custody of the shipping line. So you will incur demurrage. You will also incur rent or storage charge. Rent or storage charge. What is rent? Rent is the fee paid for the space occupied by the container beyond the free period while the container is at the terminal of the terminal operator or the shipping line. So that means you practically are incurring two costs concurrently. Rent, demurrage. Rent, demurrage. Rent, demurrage. Rent, demurrage. And that is all together. People call it dumurrage. But basically saying that, look, it was tough at that time. It was horrible. Some customer will come back to the branch and said, I've been to custom. Custom is saying they can't see this payment. You guys are just making me to incur costs. You guys are going to be sued. You guys are going to do this. It was horrible. Horrible. Because they lose money by the day. And you know, demurrage is a penalty charge. The amount you pay escalates every week. It increases every week. It's a penalty charge. So it's a charge to deter you from keeping your good in the container and moving it out as soon as possible. So it keeps increasing. It keeps increasing. It keeps increasing. E-payment solved that. Know what e-payment did? With e-payment, I will go to the customs DTI, direct trader input. I will talk about that later. I obtain what is called the assessment notice. I take it back to the bank. The bank already received a notification, but that will be the bank where I process my Form M. And I will be talking about Form M tomorrow. That's the application form for importation into Nigeria. I'm talking about that tomorrow. That's how I process my Form M. They will have received the alert already that I'm due for payment of so amount. When I get to the branch and I make that payment, immediately I make that payment, you know what happened? Immediately I make that payment, an alert is sent to custom automatically. So the stuff on my hand, I mean the payment slip on my hand, the duty receipt on my hand is no more an ordinary paper. In those days, the duty receipt is an ordinary paper. Until custom confirm it, nobody will release goods to me. And if the custom say he has not seen it, even if he made mistake, I will have to wait till he claim he has seen it. I will have to wait till he claims he has seen it. Sincerely, it was so bad. It was very bad. It was very bad. It was very bad. Some customer lost money per seconds. Some customers were losing money per seconds. It was very, very bad. It was terrible, actually. It was terrible. It was terrible. But e-payment system came in and fixed that within a short time. That's why I said, those that are enjoying e-payment today, they don't really know how some people in that sector suffered. As in, suffered big time. They don't know how some people in that sector suffered to be able to arrive at that. And thank God, Customs saw the need for that. After all, it will help Customs to be more effective. Customs will make more money. So what are we talking about? I'm not surprised that Customs embrace it, because it will help them to be able to get their money as soon as possible. The next one is e-manifest. Remember, I talked about different innovation in Customs. The first one is e-payment. The second one is e-manifest. Now, a manifest is a document that contains the detail of what is being conveyed, either human being or materials. For plane have manifest of the passenger. A vessel have manifest of the goods being conveyed. It was expected that a shipping line should send notice to Customs of the detail of what is carrying ahead of the arrival of the vessel. So when the vessel leaves the last port of call, just before it gets to Nigeria, so if a vessel is coming into Nigeria, for example, let's say it's now in Tema Port in Ghana, or it's in Johannesburg, Joburg Port in South Africa, and it's going to come into Nigeria straight. It's not going to stop any other place. Because if it stops in another place, that means it might be taken in on a new thing or a new container that will be brought into Nigeria. So immediately it leaves Tema Port to come into Nigeria. As soon as it arrives, as soon as it leaves rather, it will send a message to Customs. It is called the e-manifest. Customs now have a e-manifest. They don't need the shipping line, the vessel arrived, and someone at the shipping line will have to now physically carry the document showing the good on the vessel to Customs. Someone will say, oh, we didn't find the document. Oh, you have not brought the document. Oh, the document. And because of the manifest delay, someone is not getting his goods on time at the port. But with the advent of e-manifest, the system of shipping line transmit the detail of every container or goods that will be offloaded in Nigeria straight into Customs system. When this started, custom have a system called AFCFTA. I understand what they have now is NICES. AFCFTA is automated system for custom data. Now we have the Nigeria International Customs Information System. I think National or Nigeria Information, Nigeria Custom Information System, something like that, NICES. But basically, custom receive a feed, electronic feed of this data. So no physical submission of manifest to custom, but electronic submission. Nobody can deny that the manifest has been received. The system shows it already. Do you know what this manifest does? It already is an input into custom system. But look at the next one. It's called e-declaration. Do you know what e-declaration does? With e-declaration is electronic declaration. With e-declaration, you know what happened? Immediately, an agent says he wants to clear goods for his customer. He's supposed to go online and do e-declaration. He's supposed to go online and do e-declaration. In doing e-declaration, he will be able to initiate the clearing process for a particular shipment. Is declaring to custom electronically, I have cleared these goods. I want to clear these goods. But it's declaring that electronically. You know, when this process started, it's not like now that I have internet on my phone, I have internet on my laptop, I have internet on my iPad, I have anywhere I turn, there is internet access. In those days, that's not the issue. That's not what happened. There was no internet access in those days. If I need to browse in those days, I will have to go to a cyber cafe. For me, I browse in the office because my office have internet. But you don't have internet readily available like this at that time. So I will have to go to cyber cafe in those days to go and browse. So custom then created what is called a direct trader input cafe. It's a glorified cyber cafe that is only used to process custom clearing, to initiate and close custom clearing process. From that place, I can log into custom system, and as a custom license agent, I will log in with my details. So custom know I'm the one. I am an agent registered with custom, and I'm the one presenting these entries, even though we know that these custom license agents sometimes have to use a third party to do this. I'm basically saying that with e-declaration, an agent can initiate a clearing process. I'm basically saying that with e-declaration, an agent can initiate a clearing process. Now, when I initiate that clearing process and I go to pay my duty and go to custom long room or CPC and do all the processes that I will be talking about later on, when I'm ready to move the goods out of the port, I go to the same custom system and release the goods. It's called e-release, electronic release. I will not be able to physically move that goods out of the port if I don't electronically release it on the system. Do you know what this has done for customs? This makes it possible for a custom officer sitting down in Abuja to be able to know that in the last 1 week, 15,000 containers came into our Papa port. Out of that, 10 containers have been declared for clearing and undergoing clearing process. Out of that, 7 has been cleared. So that means 3 are awaiting clearing and 5 is yet to be declared. Basically saying that at every point in time, custom officers at the head office knows exactly how many containers are at various terminals across the country. Various terminals across the country. E-declaration. E-release. E-declaration. Then we have E-for-Mem. E-for-Mem is very recent. E-payment, E-manifest, and E-declaration actually, E-payment, E-manifest, E-declaration, and E-release actually all took place in 2008. All of them were done together. E-from-M took place, I think 2013, if I'm not mistaken. Around 2013. And E-Ra or E-PA took place just about 2 years ago. E-for-Mem. For-Mem is the application form for import into Nigeria. And E-for-Mem is electronic form of applying to import into Nigeria or applying to export to Nigeria. E-for-Mem. E-for-Mem is on trade.gov.ng. Let me just type that out. E-for-Mem is on trade.gov. I've just dropped the website now. E-for-Mem. Trade.gov.ng. That is the website that you process your for-Mem from. That website. On that website, you can process your for-Mem. On that website, you can process your for-Mem. On that website, you can process your for-Mem. It's called the E-for-Mem. E-for-Mem. Electronic form-M. E-for-Mem, electronic form-M. For-Mem is the application form for importation into Nigeria. Form-M is the application form for importation into Nigeria. E-for-Mem. Now, I won't be talking more about Form-M now. I will be talking a lot again about Form-M tomorrow. So I'll be talking a little bit more about what does Form-M really look like, what does it contain, what are the information that you need to put on a typical Form-M document. I'll be talking about that tomorrow morning. So I won't want to waste time on that now, so I can quickly round off on the other information that I need to round off on. And the last one I'll be taking tonight before I call it a day is E-Ra, also called PA. What is RA? RA is Risk Assessment Report. But PA is Pre-Arrival Assessment Report. You know, in the import process of Nigeria, before 2006, what we use is called CRI. Before 2006, what we use is CRI. Now, CRI was used for predestination inspection. CRI was used for predestination inspection. It's called Clean Report of Inspection. Clean Report of Inspection. This was used before 2006. By 2006, Obasanjo changed it to RA, Risk Assessment Report. Why? It was discovered that the inspection being done abroad was shoddy, was not good enough. A lot of rubbish were still coming into Nigeria. And because the inspection had been done abroad, we don't do inspection in Nigeria, and a lot of things were entering into the country. CRI. Clean Report of Inspection. We changed it to Risk Assessment Report, RA. And the government engaged about 3 agencies that eventually did that RA for Nigeria. 13 agencies of government. 13. 3. Sorry, I said 13. 3. that started the and they were to do it for 7 years, even though they did it till 8th year before eventually custom took over. They were supposed to do build, operate, and transfer, so they can transfer that process to be owned eventually by customs. So 2015 now, custom took over that job. And when custom took over, custom automated the process. It was no more manual. It was now automated. And when they automated the process, it became pre-arrival assessment report. Pre-arrival assessment report. Now, this document, all these things I've mentioned now, when I begin to talk about import clearing and import documentation and clearing, I'm going to be talking about how each of them fit in, where they are in this import clearing process. Thank you very much for listening again today. My name is Dela Imba. This is Import Export Platform, Facebook Live from 3% Academy. See you tomorrow morning as we move on to discuss foreign exchange forms and import process. Foreign exchange forms and import process. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.